Miss Slack,
Hi.
nice to see you. Are you in
You
your
too.
studio?
This is actually like my den at my house.
I love it. I see. It
Hmm
looks like there's towels and stuff, but that's not towels. That's plants.
Plants everywhere. Yes. My husband, is an artist. And so this is really his drawing room.
Got it. All right,
hmm
cool. It must be nice to have an artistic husband.
Yeah, he builds furniture. He does it all.
It's awesome.
hmm
Well, I have to say, I can do absolutely none of that. I'm totally useless when it comes to
No.
building things. I can make skincare products, but
Yes, you can.
anyway, we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects today, which is exfoliation. And you know why I love exfoliation so much?
Why?
Like you, because we're both gym rats.
hmm
That's what, me and you both kind of understand the mechanisms of anabolism, which is biochemistry talk for growth. And really, that's what beautiful skin is about. Beautiful skin is about bodybuilding, except the bodybuilding is on the skin. And that's kind of a disconnect for a lot of folks because we don't really think of the skin as the body. It's sort of like an outside part of the body or a covering on the body. But we don't really treat the skin as if it's part of the body. We give lip service. We say the skin is the body's largest organ. But if you understand the skin is part of the body, then it makes perfect sense that if you want to have big muscles, you want to have a big body, you want strong bones, what do? You exercise, right?
hmm
Well, why should it be any different if you want to have big skin or thick skin, strong skin, resilient skin, beautiful skin? You got to exercise it. Exfoliation is exercise. And to this day, I cannot get my mind around healthcare professionals and skincare professionals who tell you not to exfoliate. There's a whole, maybe, I think you might have told me this. There's a whole,
We
like,
were talking about it. Yeah.
comment, like there's this kind of clique or fad about not exfoliating.
Yep.
That's the dumbest thing. If anybody out there is part of that clique, let me tell you something. That's the dumbest thing that you can say. That's like telling somebody not to go to the gym. Oh,
Yeah.
you don't want to go to the gym. That's going to hurt your muscles. Oh, your muscles. You don't want to hurt your muscles. What do you lift weights? Oh no. And don't park your car right next to Target. You don't want to walk across the parking lot. It'll hurt your leg muscles.
Oh my God, Ben.
That's what I always think of when people say that. And there are actually healthcare professionals who say that, and it blows me away. Exfoliation is exercise, people. Same thing. When you exercise, you disturb your muscle tissue, you actually tear it. And then what happens? Next day, boom, it grows. That's called anti-fragility. Anti-fragility is a term that was coined by a guy named Nassim Taleb. He actually wrote a book called Anti-Fragile, where he talks about fragile systems as systems that break, porcelain, glass, your iPhone, and non-fragile systems as systems that don't break, steel and iron, and rock and stone. They're non-fragile systems. Porcelain and computers and such are fragile systems. Nassim Taleb realized that there's a third type of system, and he called them anti-fragile systems. And those are systems that get better when they're stressed. And biological systems are anti-fragile. In fact, that's the quintessential marker of a biological living system, is that it grows and improves its function when it's under duress, when it's stressed. That's part of evolution. We are the descendants of ancestors who got bigger and stronger and better when their bones broke or when their tissue was disturbed or when they got cuts and scrapes. And so built into our bodies is this kind of repair mechanism that strengthens weak spots. That's part of life. The classic example is when you trim your leaves back. Oh my God, you're trimming your leaves back. That's terrible. What happens the next day? Boom, your leaves get nice and bushy. It's a classic example of anti-fragility. We want to learn to leverage anti-fragility. Interestingly, leaves are foliage. When you trim your leaves back, you're exfoliating. You're removing the leaves. The leaves get bigger and stronger and better. What happens to your skin? Same thing. Exfoliation is nothing more than disturbing the dead skin cells on the stratum corneum. They're dead, people. Sorry to be so dramatic about it, but they're dead. It's like trimming your fingernails. It's like getting a haircut. You want to stimulate, you want to exfoliate to stimulate, just like you want to exercise to stimulate. There's lots of ways to do this, by the way. You can exfoliate with a washcloth, a loofah pad, microdermabrasion, dermaplaning. There's all kinds of ways. You probably know more about that. You probably have all kinds of techniques in your spa or in your salon for exfoliating. Lots of ways to do it. But The best way to do it, in my opinion, is with alpha hydroxy acids, right? Why is that? Why are AHA superior to enzymes and microderm and loofah pads and shaving and all the other ways that we can exfoliate the skin? Well, with alpha hydroxy acids, you disrupt the dead cells on the surface, the stratum corneum, the cells flop off. That's great. But with alpha hydroxy acids, you get a second stimulating mechanism. Mechanism number one is disturbing of the stratum corneum and initiates growth, just like disturbing the muscles initiate growth. But Hannah, when you're training, if you got to do a contest, for those who don't know, Hannah's an incredible bodybuilder and award-winning performer with the most amazing body for bodybuilding. When you're training, you don't just lift weights. You lift weights. If you really want to be cut up and you got a contest to train for, you lift weights until you feel the
burn.
You don't just stop with 10 reps, right? You go to 15 and then you go and you drop the weight and you get a lighter weight and then you do more, right? What is that doing? That's cutting you up, right? Why does that cut you up? Because it drops the pH. That burn is acid. Specifically, it's lactic acid. Lactic acid is a growth factor. Not technically, because growth factors are peptides and proteins, but has the same effect as a growth factor. It stimulates growth. Lactic acid is secreted when the cells run out of oxygen and have to go into a secondary way of producing energy. That secondary way of producing energy manifests or produces lactic acid. And so the body and the muscles perceive the lactic acid and say, hey, wait a minute, we're under a little duress here. We better get stronger. We better get more able to handle this duress. And so lactic acid signals, hey, let's get going because we got some duress here we got to be able to handle. That drop in pH acid, if you will, acts like a growth stimulus. Now, sometimes you'll hear people say, oh, acid's bad and alkaline is good. And what they really mean is that acid is the end result of the stress response. But you see, the stress response can be leveraged and should be leveraged. You know, Nietzsche said, Friedrich Nietzsche, the famous philosopher in the 19th century, said, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And this is what we're looking to take advantage of when we exercise to the point where we feel the burn and when we exfoliate with low pH. And by the way, the lactic acid that's secreted in response to overexertion or exercise, if you will, is an alpha hydroxy acid. The same stuff you put on your skin when you use our AHA energizing exfoliator. So our AHA energizing exfoliator is a way that you can exercise your skin topically the same way you exercise your biceps or your quadriceps or your hamstrings or whatever muscle you're working out. You're working out your skin. Now, can you over exfoliate? Yes. Have you ever overtrained, Hannah? That's not a good thing, right?
Yeah, you gotta have the rest days.
Yes, you gotta have the rest days because actually your muscles aren't growing when you're in the gym. They're growing the next day when you're resting. So understanding how to leverage the rest period is key to muscle building anabolism or skin building anabolism. And this is one of the biggest mistakes people make when they start a workout program or when they're training. They overtrain. You gotta be careful about that, especially when people start. You know, they get all excited. They start to look good. They feel good. They like the endorphins, and they go overtrain. They start going. I remember I was doing it myself when I first started working out as a kid. I was going every day, 7 days a week. Maybe you were doing the same thing. A lot of us, when we started, we were going crazy with it. And I found that I got stronger when I took days off. Well, of course, because your muscles are growing during the days off. Same with exfoliation. So you can over exfoliate. That's the thing. You take days off. And when you use our AHA exfoliator, you don't just get the exfoliating agents, you also get energizing agents. And that's why I call it an AHA energizing exfoliator. That's not just marketing. There's an ingredient that we use called glycogen. Glycogen is a cellular energizer. So it provides the cell with energy so that it can respond to the exfoliation. There's also plant-derived minerals, and there's also niacin or niacinamide, which help repair the barrier. So our AHA energizing exfoliator is a fully rounded exfoliating and nutriating or energizing topical skincare exercising ingredient. Now, I always tell people that the beauty of exercise is it allows your body to absorb nutrients more effectively. When's the best time to do your nutrients? Your B vitamins, your magnesium, creatine? Bingo.
After the workout.
After the workout. And if you really want to get benefits from your workout, when you come home from the gym, do your supplements. Do your whey protein, do your creatine, do your minerals, do your vitamins. Guess what? Your muscles will suck up those nutrients like a dry sponge sucks up water. What sucks up more water, dry sponge or wet sponge? Obviously dry sponge. Well, your muscles are like in this dry sponge state. They're in a deficit state because you've burnt through all your nutrients while you're lifting your weights. Same with the skin. The exfoliation exercise procedure creates a window of opportunity where your skin cells will suck up those nutrients like a dry sponge sucks up water. And for you estheticians out there, this is especially true when you're doing your skin peels, because exfoliation with our AHA energizing exfoliator is a home version of what you're doing with your 5D peels in your salon. So everything that's true about our AHA energizing exfoliator for your home use is extra true, doubly true, triply true for your esthetician who's doing peels in their salon. Just like you have a window of opportunity after you use your AHA energizing exfoliator to put your transdermal C serum on and your dermal defense and your transdermal C balm, all your other nutriating products, nutriating skin health products from Truth Skin Health. Likewise, after you do your 5D peels. Now, our 5D peels, like our AHA energizing exfoliator, also has amino acids in it. It also has plant-derived minerals in it. It also has biogenic nutrients and vitamins in it. So our 5D peels incorporate nutrition within the peel. Again, the peeling procedure is an opportunity to dose the skin with nutrients. But of course, then you have our post-care products, which are more nutrients. See, I'm not a skincare professional as much as I'm a nutritionist for the skin. And that's why all of our Truth treatments are nutrition. That's what I'm focusing on. And I learned this as a pharmacist, and that nutrients are the best drugs. And sometimes people ask me, oh, Ben, you're a pharmacist. Why are you doing nutrition? Because nutrients are God's medicine. You know, medicine or drugs or pharmaceuticals, they're man-made medicine. Nutrients are divine medicine. And I found that there's no way a prescription drug can have the same benefits as a nutrient for healing the skin, for growing collagen, for anti-aging, for protecting. And that's why I cut my teeth in my pharmacy on transdermal nutrition. And that's what True Skin Health is about. So in essence, when you use HA Energizing Exfoliator and the post-care products, you're taking your skin to the gym and coming home and doing your nutrients. Benefits accrue within 1 or 2 doses. For most people, the first time they use it. The first time you use your AHA Energizing Exfoliator and then do 1 drop of transdermal C serum or a little perfect dose spoon of transdermal C balm and massage it in right after your energizing exfoliator, look in the mirror. Just do it, look in the mirror. Do it on half your face. AHA Energizing Exfoliator, 1 drop of transdermal C serum, massage it in, look at your face. You'll feel it. You'll say, oh, there's nothing on there because everything got massaged in. But it will look radiant and soft and smooth and youthful. And that's immediately. In the long term, you're going to start to build that connective tissue and build the epidermis and strengthen the skin barrier. And one of the hidden bonuses of exercising the skin or exfoliating the skin is you get more hydration, which is counterintuitive. Sometimes people think that they're drier after they exfoliate, when in essence, you're turning on the production of the skin's moisture factors. And again, when you use HA Energizing Exfoliator, you're not just getting alpha hydroxy acids, and you're getting a full spectrum of AHAs, by the way. You're also getting nutrients and, of course, plant-derived minerals. And then the post-care system is really where you drive in those transdermal vitamins, particularly transdermal vitamin C, fat-soluble vitamin C, through the stratum corneum, through the epidermis to the keratinocytes, the skin cells, and into the dermis, into the fibroblasts.
That 5D.
5D peels. Don't forget, estheticians, 5D peels. If you want more information, check out, contact Hannah at truthtreatmentsystems.com, or Kristen at truthtreatmentsystems.com, or reach out to myself through Truth Treatments. And we're always happy to answer questions. And I think that's it. Anything else you want to add, Hannah? Oh, collagen recovery complex.
Do what?
Internal nutrition also helps you
Oh, absolutely.
It gives you the benefits. It improves or increases the benefits that you get from your
It's all
exercise.
about supporting the skin. We're not trying to traumatize the skin. We're trying to support the skin.
Nutritionally.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. Thank you, Hannah.
Thanks, Ben.